I want to bring in now Fred Guttenberg. He lost his 14-year-old daughter, Jamie, last year in the Parkland shooting at Marjory, Stoneman Douglas High School. Fred, thank you for being back on the show. I know this is an issue that is so important to you. Well, your daughter's name is on that Washington Post editorial. She's one of the names listed there. When you see that, when you think about that, what goes through your mind, and do you think it's going to have an impact?
What goes through my mind is that it shouldn't have happened. What goes through my mind is that everyone since then and before then shouldn't have happened. How preventable so many of these are. What goes through my mind is how weak the legislators are that should be doing something about it. You know, just yesterday, we had the news out of Odessa that was a person who could not pass a background check and has gone through a private sale. Now, Rep. Crenshaw, Dan Crenshaw, referred to that as possibly a one-off instance. No, there's 300 million weapons right now in America that can be traded that way. And unless we deal with the reality of private sale and background checks, which is what H.R. 8 does, we have a problem on our hands. And it's not just the guns, because it's once you get that gun, then you can walk into any store and buy the ammunition because there's no requirement for a background check on ammunition. That's why I'm fighting for Jamie's law.
One of the stores that it's going to be harder to do that, of course, is Walmart. As you know, the news over the last 24 hours that came out from that company. The NRA, as you might have seen, is pushing back on this, saying that it is shameful to see Walmart succumb to the pressure of the anti-gun elites. Do you consider yourself an anti-gun elitist?
I consider myself the father of a dead child because of gun violence. Now, the NRA, which made that statement, they've spent their dues that they've collected on things like haircuts, hair dye, vacations, suits, and the attempt to buy a house in Texas. That, to me, sounds elitist. What I'm trying to do is save lives. No other parent should feel what I feel every second of every day when I wake up.
So what is your message to specifically Senator Mitch McConnell, who is facing increasing pressure now on this, and to President Trump today, right now?
Well, so my message to Senator McConnell and to President Trump is you already failed. By not taking up H.R. 8, what happened in Odessa happened, and you could have stopped it by bringing this up for a vote. McConnell's a failure. Let's accept it. He needs to be fired. But I'm also getting really angry at the Democrats in the Senate, including those running for president, who are not doing anything but speaking. So here's my plan to get H.R. 8 through the Senate. Senator Schumer, you bring it up for a vote. You can bring everyone onto the Senate floor. Call everybody in the Senate to the floor. I know the vote won't count, but get people on record and invite all the Republicans there as well to do it. Stop talking. Show that you in the Senate, the majority of you, support what 90% of the Americans support. And I'll make this real easy. Following this interview, I'm going to go to Twitter and I'm going to put out a simple question to the U.S. Senate. Do you support H.R. 8 or not? Yes or no? Let all 100 members of the U.S. Senate go to my Twitter page and vote on it. But you know what, Senator Schumer? I expect more of you also. McConnell failed. Odessa happened because McConnell failed. But you know what? It's time for the Democrats to do more as well, especially those who are leading and running for president.
Fred Guttenberg, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I'm sure Senator Schumer would point out it's Republicans who control Congress, as you know, but we appreciate you making that point for us here. Thank you very much.
Go to a hotel room, get a lobby, do it, but just get it on record.